Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another World of Tanks video. This time I'm playing in the Centurion Action X or Action 10. Playing on Ruinberg, and again it's a very tier 10 heavy game. Half of the tanks in the game are tier 10s. Unfortunately there are 3 artillery on the enemy team, so you're going to see me play sort of passively at the start here. But the back chat gets spotted pretty early on, so I move up a little bit, trying to get a shot into him, look away as he sets him on fire, and luckily for him he puts it out just before he dies. Unluckily for him, the Object 140 takes him out. So that's a good start to the game. I got a decent amount of damage on the back chat there, and basically I'm just sat behind this building waiting to be unspotted, because I don't want to be shot by artillery this early in the game, or at all, to be honest. I've loaded heat for the E100 just so I can pen it easier. 268 pen is an excellent penetration for a medium tank, but it doesn't tend to do too well against E100s. So I've just loaded heat just for the hell of it. I probably don't even need it for the side of the turret like this. It's pretty flush, but I have it loaded anyway. It's a bit of heat spam, and to be fair, it's probably one of the only tanks I'd spam heat at. The E100 moves up a bit though, so I can't get any more shots at him, and I'm looking for a shot on the E75. I think at this point I've forgotten I've actually loaded heat, because I've still got it loaded. The T-34 appears from my flank. Managed to pen him. That was actually quite a lucky pen, because obviously I had heat loaded and went for his tracks. And I think it's this point I realised that I'm still firing heat. I fire a shot at the E50M, but I think it hits the wall in front of him, because there was a wall there in front of him. And obviously I don't think heat goes through objects, so it just hit the wall and did nothing. So that was unfortunate, but it was my own fault. I shouldn't have been spamming heat like that. But now luckily I'm firing my APCR again, back to my APCR. And I'm just waiting for something to happen, really. I'm seeing if the 75 wants to move a bit further forward, but obviously it looks like it's not. In hindsight, I probably should have moved forward and around a bit quicker than this, because I'd have probably got this shot here, but unfortunately I'll fire a bit too late. The 57 heavy takes care of him. The 140 appears, I track him, keep him in place. He starts to look at me, so I kind of dip behind the corner. And I was going for the tracking shot again, but unfortunately he was detracked just before I fired. And now the 57 heavy has just been killed, so I'm the only one here, so it's time to GTFO out of here. Ideally with all my health if I can. Grill 15's moving up, so I'm just trying to use the bushes and the terrain to try and conceal my position. Skoda T50 gets spotted, the tier 9. I take a snapshot of him, and luckily it managed to hit him and penetrate. And people who play the Action X will know that that was a really, really lucky shot, because the bloom on this tank whilst moving is really bad, and it doesn't behave as advertised by the stats. It's more like the STB-1 gun than the Leo gun. But yeah, I'm just hiding out here just because I don't want to get artilleried again. And I'm sort of concerned about the grill and the Waffenträger being able to have shots on me down here. I just check, see if I get spotted or if I can spot any of them. Neither happens, so I figure I'm safe to move out up into the middle towards the Jagdpanzer in the E5. The 140, our 140 is moving up, and he takes out the Jagdpanzer. I see the Charioteer, and I probably got shots at him, but I figure the E5's a more what's the word? Important target. So I put a shot into the back of his turret, and now I can focus his Charioteer. I tried to put a shot into his tracks, but unfortunately it doesn't track him. I see the artillery, I see his aiming this way, so I take a quick snapshot and then just back off. I probably didn't get spotted by that, so I take another shot at him, get another fire, and there's the artillery gone. The Charioteer kindly offers himself to my gun, and I very gratefully take the kill on that. So now I just want to head back, try and help our grill out with the E50M, and possibly get some shots in on the grill and the Waffenträger. So I'm just going up through the middle. As what I was here previously and I didn't get spotted, I'm pretty confident that they're not going to be in a position to spot me, as the Jagdpanzer is just there. So I'm pretty confident I'm going to be alright here. I see the grill, I take a snapshot of him. I do actually hit him there, but unfortunately don't manage to pen. I must have gone into his track or something, because I'm pretty sure if that had hit anywhere, that would have just penned. The Waffenträger managed to hit me and ammo-wrecks me whilst staying in stealth. It's got very good camo rating. I put a shot into the Waffenträger and now load HE. The Waffle stops. He obviously thinks he's going to get another shot, but unfortunately for him, I've got the HE load. I keep the HE loaded. I think I was going back into APCR then, but then decided to load HE again, just because I think it's the better thing to go with here. And I'm aiming where I think their artillery is, and he's exactly there. Take a sort of half snapshot and manage to pick up the kill. So the end there was pretty good. I used the Hesh, the cheap Hesh, pretty effectively at the end. In hindsight, I probably could have loaded the first shot of Hesh against the Waffenträger, but I killed him anyway, and I think I might have got a... Yeah, I got a slight high roll on the... Or did I? Was it 478 or 498? If it was 498, I got a high roll. If it was 478, I got an average roll. So yeah, that was the game in the Centurion Action X. Let's go and have a look at the post-game stats. Alright, so as you can see, that was the Ace Tanker. Got a bunch of ribbons again, and the high caliber medal. Did just under 6,500 damage, and got 5 kills for that, so just one off the top gun, which is a bit unfortunate, but it was a decent game, so I'm not too bothered about not getting a top gun there. I got 1,194 base experience. The closest person to me for damage was the grill on 3,900. So that was a pretty big difference right there. And no one else on my team got over 1,000 base experience. I fired 20 shots, hit 17 and penetrated 16 of them, so that's a pretty decent ratio. Obviously I did nearly 6,500 damage, and of that probably about 3 or 4 of them shots were of a distance more than 300 of a distance more than 300 meters, sorry, which is a pretty decent rate, to be fair. A lot of the stuff was pretty close combat, so got more XP and more credits for that. Speaking of credits, I made 85,181 overall, and then to repair my vehicle it cost just under 15,000, and to resupply 45,000. That's probably just because I was spamming heat. If I had not spammed heat against that T-34 and on that E50, I might have got an extra shot, and I definitely would have spent less money. But in total, I made 25,500 profit, and I received 1,791 experience from that, and that's without a double, because I'd obviously played it beforehand. And just a little embarrassment here. It's at 12:19 AM, so it was a pretty late night game, but the game only lasted 6.5 minutes, so to get nearly 6,500 damage out of that is pretty decent going. I'm pretty happy with how it went. I quite like the Centurion Action X. I just don't like the inconsistency of the gun. When it gets firing and when everything hits, it's an excellent tank, and I really like it. But you can have those games where you just don't hit anything. But I suppose you can have those games in any tank, but more so with this tank. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.